Debate number one tonight. Rita Bahuguna Joshi, senior leader of the Congress party, Siddharth Nath Singh of the BJP. Sudhindra Bhatodia represents the BSP tonight. My first question is to Gaurav Bhatia. Mr. Bhatia, it is elementary that now that this mafia don cum politician has been named in a formal complaint to the police, he must be arrested. If he is not arrested for killing a policeman, Mr. Bhatia, there is no justice or any hope of justice. I'm sure you'll agree.
Arnab, as you are saying that this incident has happened and it's very unfortunate, there are certain measures that are required to be taken immediately by the state government. Now, in this case, an FIR has been registered. One, two, the cops who were accompanying the deceased, who ran away and who were duty bound to protect him, have been suspended. Third, there have been arrests that have been made. Your question is that why is the ex-minister not arrested? So to that I would say, and please permit me to speak and complete myself, that an arrest is to be made by the investigating officer when he has incriminating material. In this case, the role of the ex-minister is of conspiracy. So if there is a substantive offense, if somebody is accused of, say, 302 murder, he can be arrested by the IO, as well as if there is a conspiracy role assigned to an accused, then there should be enough evidence gathered by the investigating officer.
Doesn't hold.
That is being done.
It doesn't hold.
It
doesn't hold because...
To finish myself.
Because, one minute. The question here is, the question is that if he is out, let's get Sudhindra Bhatodia and let's open the debate. If he is out, then the eyewitnesses, whose evidence is key, they will be intimidated by this man if he is out. It's elementary. I don't know why you are not looking at that. Sudhindra Bhatodia.
Arnab,
Sudhindra Bhatodia, please.
2 months back, around 2 months back,
the investigation
2 months back, you know,
is on.
Arnab Goswami, on your channel there was a debate and I was there, where Mr. Pandit Singh, I think he's not letting me even speak. You can understand, they are not even letting people speak. How can there be justice in Uttar Pradesh? Let me complete.
No, Mr. Bhatodia, you please complete yourself. I will not interrupt you.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Pandit Singh, a minister who was responsible for pulling an employee of the UP government, the CMO, out from his house at 12 o'clock in the night, bashed him up and forced him to sign some papers. He was removed from the ministry. Then there was a eyewash inquiry. He was again reinstated. Therefore, in this case as well, where in Uttar Pradesh today there are 7,000 cases, 4,000 of murder, 3,000 of rape. How can there be any law unless the government comes heavily on these criminals?
Again, I would say
can tell you there is a complete breakdown of the law and order machinery.
Are they authentic? What is the basis?
Yes, the basis was, we were there, both of us were there in the electronic media discussion. They were themselves displaying this. Everybody in the country knows
if a minister, 1 minute.
And if you want, one second. And provide
don't question on statistics. Don't confuse on legalities. A fact of the matter is, Gaurav Bhatia, you are a good lawyer. You are a good lawyer, but like a good lawyer.
The role of the government, whether the government has been effective or not, whether they have been fulfilling their duties or not.
Raja Bhaiya's criminal history leaves no doubt that he will use his influence to try and scuttle the probe. He faces 3 charges as of now related to criminal intimidation under 506. As of now, Gaurav Bhatia, you know that. Don't change the subject. Let's get in Rita Bahuguna Joshi.
Arnab, please,
Rita Bahuguna Joshi, please, of the Congress.
He is no longer a minister in the government so that he can influence the investigation.
So what? Rita Bahuguna Joshi.
Look, this is one of the most dastardly and daring murders that has taken place in our state, and it has really shaken up the whole state. Now, as you said, the perception about this gentleman is not very good amongst the people. And the government was under a lot of pressure. It took them 3 days to act. And it took them about 2 days to decide whether the CM, who is also the Home Minister, should or should not attend the funeral of that very daring and that very bold officer who was not succumbing to any kind of pressure in the past 6 months. See, what is most worrying is that when the deceased's wife, who is also a professional, she is a dentist by profession, she is an educated woman, when she is giving FIR, registering an FIR, the threats were coming to her husband and he kept on informing about her. And when she is saying that these criminals took the opportunity in their hands and they murdered him in cold blood and with such badly he was battered. So obviously they had some political strength behind them. They could not have dared to touch the officer of a DSP rank, who is a CO.
Let's get Siddharth Nath Singh.
So many police stations come. How could they touch him without the support of a politician?
Let's get Siddharth Nath Singh.
Who is the politician? It certainly should be the minister.
Siddharth Nath Singh, the Samajwadi Party says, we've sacked this man. What more do you want us to do?
No, well, you can't have double standards, one before the election, one after the elections. Before the election, when Azam Khan announced the induction of DP Yadav, then he was not, because Akhilesh Yadav put his foot down and he was removed. But now, the day the swearing in happened and one of the first minister happens to be an independent minister, despite they having the full majority, is Raja Bhaiya. Now, he's the Raja Bhaiya is the same person in 2003 who had POTA charges against him, that within 25 minutes of SP government coming in, all the POTA charges were dropped. However, Supreme Court intervened and said, no, it cannot be. So they could not drop. But subsequently, because the POTA was scrapped for various reasons, in 2004, the case was removed from him. But we should not forget that he has a history of vendetta.
Yes.
When the same officer who had raided his house,
yes,
that officer CO R.S. Pandey, who was deposed in front of the Allahabad High Court, a day before, mysteriously he is killed in an accident. And that case also goes to the CBI. And my worry is, Arnab, that the same thing is happening in this case of Ziaul Haq. It has taken more than 6 years for any truth to come out in R.S. Pandey. It's a cover-up, it's a sham, and the same will happen here also.
Gaurav Bhatia, let me broad-base this. Do you simply not care about perception today? Do you? One increasingly gets a sense. Allow me to complete. Allow me to complete.
Yes.
Allow me to complete.
I feel the same when you don't allow me to complete.
I will let you complete.
I permit you to complete.
Okay,
please.
I will let you complete. Yes. You let me complete. My question to you is, one gets a growing sense, Gaurav Bhatia, that the Uttar Pradesh government feels it's got a mandate. It simply does not care about perception. It is playing the game of politics at a different level. It feels all of these are urban debates. It will simply muscle its way through.
Arnab, that is absolutely not correct. Let me say this, that the law of the land should prevail, and look at the role of the government since the time this incident has occurred. First thing is to register an FIR. That has been done. The minister is out. He does not enjoy any ministerial power that he can influence the investigation.
Enjoy.
Thirdly, the cops who were supposed to do their duty have been suspended. Fourth, the chief minister has already visited the family of the deceased and has taken feedback from them, and the rule of law would prevail. Fifth, most important is that if anybody has any doubts that fair investigation would not be conducted, the Honorable Chief Minister himself has stated that CBI investigation can take place and there would be no objection to that. So all this would show that the state government is acting promptly and fairly, and the Honorable CM himself has said that we'll ensure, no matter how powerful or mighty the person is, if he has indulged in an activity or has conspired to kill a police officer,
you'll give him an internal clean chit.
Be punished.
You'll give him a clean chit,
having said that,
like you gave another minister.
I'm sorry.
You gave another minister a clean chit in the past. You'll do the same in this one.
Arnab, there is a distinction. That was not an investigation, please. This is an investigation that is taking place right now. And the police officers are acting promptly, as your news channel itself has shown. 2 people have been arrested. FIR has been lodged by name against the person.
A police officer,
I assure you,
a senior police officer a senior police officer gets killed, everyone names your minister as the person who carried out the conspiracy, you can reverse suspensions, Gaurav Bhatia. The visit of the chief minister means nothing.
Arnav, we are not talking about suspensions. The investigation will take place if any person, even the conspirator or other persons who are there, 2 people have been arrested. If somebody has hatched a conspiracy,
the chief minister is saying
he would also
that there should be a CBI inquiry in this.
Let us please, Mr. Bhadoria, please allow me to complete. I didn't speak when you were speaking.
No, Mr. Arnav Goswami has asked me to speak, so therefore I am speaking.
And let us not interfere with the investigation, and that is why
I'm so sorry. You almost
that even a CBI investigation is acceptable to the state government, and we don't control the CBI. That shows the bona fides of
your party. Your party.
It is
your party
Mulayam Singh Yadav. It is the same Mulayam Singh Yadav who used to say that the CBI is used politically. It is not an autonomous institution, not a fair inquiry can be conducted through CBI. Now
Mr.
they want,
they
have already
labeled political leaders. Used against the political leaders.
Yes, and he's a political leader too. And he's and Mr. Raja Bhaiya is a political leader too, and that is why Mr. Mulayam Singh was forced to make him a minister who
misused against other leaders, not in favor of them but against them.
Yes, surely. Therefore, we want he should be arrested. Number 1. Number 2, there should be an inquiry under judicial order, and also some judges should be also appointed in that inquiry. Otherwise, these people, those police officers who are being killed, how can they conduct a fair inquiry in this matter? I am sure.
I would refresh your memory that when erstwhile Chief Minister Mayawati was there, she never even visited one of the victims to even know what their plight was and what they wanted. So
come on, Mr.
We all know.
Come on, Mr. Rahul Bhatia. Now
let's not get into this.
Mr. Bhatia, now, Mr. Bhatia, now you are in the government.
Talk about Mr. because that is the reason they are
Akhilesh Yadav had said.
Let's not get into that.
Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, let me refresh your memory. Let me refresh your memory. Let me refresh your memory, Mr. Bhatia.
2014, you will see. 2014, they will bite the dust. The people of Uttar Pradesh are fed up of criminal government. Now they will bite the dust.
One second. Here is the situation. I want to address this question to the entire Newshour audience. A police officer is shot dead. He is lynched. His service revolver is taken out. He's shot at point blank. The entire conspiracy, people say, locals say, the victim's family say, has been hatched by a minister called Raja Bhaiya. My contention today is that your chief minister, immediately after taking oath, when he was asked about Raja Bhaiya, he said all the cases against him are political vendetta. Did he say that or not, Gaurav?
Arnav, yes.
Is this also political vendetta?
There is a difference. Yes, there is a difference between a person being accused and being convicted. Please understand the difference, and that is why we said there were a number of cases, those were slapped, not just against one person, but many political leaders of Samajwadi Party. Those were due to political reasons, and BSP was doing it. If a person is convicted, yes, then the rule of law is prevailed. The court has held him to be guilty.
Mr. Singh is responding to you.
You cannot say the same.